The Six-Day War, which occurred from June 5 to June 10, 1967, was a brief but pivotal conflict in the Middle East. It was the result of long-standing political tensions and territorial disputes in the region, and several key factors contributed to the outbreak of war. The Arab-Israeli conflict, rooted in competing territorial claims and the question of Palestinian statehood, had been simmering for decades. Key issues included the status of Jerusalem, the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and the Golan Heights. In May 1967, Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser ordered the blockade of the Straits of Tiran, a critical waterway for Israeli shipping in the Red Sea. Israel regarded this as an act of war and a threat to its maritime trade. As tensions escalated, military buildups and hostile rhetoric increased the likelihood of conflict. Israel felt surrounded and threatened, while Arab states were emboldened by their alliance and aimed to challenge Israel's existence. The Six-Day War was characterized by rapid and intense military engagements, with Israel emerging as the clear victor. Here are the main events of the conflict. On the morning of June 5, 1967, Israel launched a preemptive strike on Egyptian airfields, targeting a significant portion of Egypt's air force while it was grounded. This surprise attack aimed to gain air superiority and cripple Egyptian capabilities. Israel faced coordinated attacks from multiple Arab states. Jordan and Syria joined Egypt in the war. Israel's defense forces effectively repelled these attacks and, in a brilliant military campaign, rapidly gained the upper hand. Israeli forces captured the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, which had previously been under Jordanian control. The Old City of Jerusalem, with its holy sites, came under Israeli authority. The Gaza Strip and the entire Sinai Peninsula, previously under Egyptian control, fell to Israeli forces. This gave Israel control over the strategically vital Sinai Peninsula. In the north, Israel captured the Golan Heights, which had been controlled by Syria. This high ground had significant strategic value. By June 10, 1967, Israel had secured a decisive victory. The war concluded after just 6 days of intense fighting. Israel had dramatically expanded its territory, gaining control of the Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, and Golan Heights. The Six-Day War had far-reaching consequences for the Middle East. In the immediate aftermath, Israel was able to consolidate its territorial gains, but the acquisition of new territories also meant an increased Palestinian population under Israeli control, leading to long-term challenges and conflicts. The war reshaped regional power dynamics and continues to influence the Arab-Israeli conflict and geopolitics in the Middle East. Please let me know if you would like to proceed with the second part, which will delve into the course and development of the war and its lasting impact. The fighting during the war was characterized by intense and fast-paced military engagements. Israel's military expertise and strategies were evident as they effectively neutralized Arab air forces and launched coordinated ground offensives. The war saw significant tank battles and urban combat, particularly in Jerusalem. Israel's capture of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and the Gaza Strip led to the occupation of these territories, significantly altering the political and demographic landscape. Israel also took control of the Sinai Peninsula and the Golan Heights. The war triggered international concerns and diplomatic efforts to end the conflict. The United Nations Security Council passed Resolution 242, which called for Israel's withdrawal from the occupied territories in exchange for Arab recognition and security guarantees. This resolution set the stage for later peace negotiations. The Six-Day War fundamentally changed the political dynamics in the Middle East. Israel's victory enhanced its strategic position and expanded its territory, but also raised complex questions about the rights and status of Palestinian populations living under Israeli control. The Six-Day War had profound and lasting effects on the Middle East and beyond. War exacerbated the Arab-Israeli conflict, as the occupation of territories with Palestinian and Arab populations created long-standing grievances and tensions. It also contributed to the rise of Palestinian nationalism and resistance movements. Israel retained control of the Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, and Golan Heights for years. While it withdrew from the Sinai following the Camp David Accords in 1978, the West Bank and Golan Heights remain disputed territories. The Six-Day War set the stage for future negotiations and peace treaties. The Camp David Accords in 1978 led to the Egyptian-Israeli peace treaty, which resulted in Israel's withdrawal from the Sinai. Similarly, the Oslo Accords in the 1990s established a framework for self-governance in parts of the West Bank and Gaza. The status of Jerusalem, a major point of contention, remains unresolved. Israel's control over East Jerusalem, including the Old City, has been a source of ongoing disputes and international concern. The war shifted regional alliances, with some Arab states, like Egypt, eventually recognizing Israel, while others, like Jordan, maintained a degree of cooperation with Israel. It also led to increased U.S. involvement in the Middle East. As the United States became a key mediator in the region, the war demonstrated the importance of preemption and swift military action in Israel's security strategy. Israel's military preparedness and doctrine continue to be influenced by the lessons of the Six-Day War. In conclusion, the Six-Day War had a profound and lasting impact on the Middle East, shaping the political, territorial, and diplomatic landscape of the region. It remains a critical chapter in the ongoing Arab-Israeli conflict and has had a far-reaching influence on international relations in the Middle East.